With the foundation laid, it's time to get to work moving some iron. Coaching with TrainHeroic is simple, provides a better experience for your athletes, and allows you to do more with less. Now that you've connected with your athletes and delivered programming to them, we highly encourage your athletes to log a training session that you've programmed for them. This is the most effective way for both you and your athletes to experience the TrainHeroic app. It's also a great way to understand how things work together and an opportunity to get quality feedback from your athletes. If your athletes aren't logging their training, you won't be able to do what you do best: coach. This includes viewing vital information such as readiness data, training summaries, and progress. First, make sure to program a training session. Invite athletes to connect with you on TrainHeroic and publish the training session prior to completing the steps mentioned in this video. Here's what we'll cover: how athletes will view their training sessions, how athletes will log their training session from the mobile app, reviewing training session summaries, when to use the tablet-based team training app, and how to use the tablet-based team training app. Once an athlete downloads the TrainHeroic app and creates their profile, they will be guided to today's training session on their calendar. Swiping right or left will change the date and allow them to view sessions other than today. If there is a dot below the date, that means there is a session assigned. When the athlete is ready to begin a session, they will simply click Start Session. A quick readiness survey will pop up in which they will rate today's sleep quality, mood, energy, stress, and soreness level on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being poor and 5 being excellent. TrainHeroic stores this data so that it can be referenced at any time. Now it's time to train. After completing the readiness survey, the timer will automatically begin timing their training session. To log a training session, athletes will click in any box to edit the number of reps, load, or time for each exercise, depending on what was prescribed. The circles will turn green as athletes complete their training. For sets with reps and weight prescribed, athletes can also click on the double check mark to mark all sets for the exercises complete. Any exercises that have a supporting how-to video will display a clickable thumbnail, and by clicking on the 3-dot menu, the athlete will be able to add comments, view history for previously completed exercises, and view exercise tips. If you included exercise notes such as rest times, tempos, rep ranges, etc., those will also appear in each block. The arrows at the bottom of the page will allow athletes to navigate between different blocks of the training session. After the last block is completed, the Finish Session screen will appear. This is where the athlete will note the intensity level of the session. Athletes will also have the option to adjust the duration of their training session. Your athletes can always type session comments to give you feedback regarding the training session. When they finish, they'll select Finish Session. Next, your athletes will see a session summary page. All information gathered during their logged training session will appear here. This includes their readiness scores, exercises and blocks completed, intensity level, time elapsed, and the number of sets and reps performed. From here, athletes can select Profile Analytics, which gives them an overview of all completed sessions. Total volume lifted, reps completed, and time spent are all aggregated here so they can view their accomplishments and boast about it later. All of this data is available for you to view as well. We'll cover that in the next section. In some contexts, coaches would prefer to have their athletes leave their mobile devices outside of the weight room. The TrainHeroic Team Training app for tablets is a great resource for coaches training large groups inside their facility. The Team Training app interface allows your athletes to record their session in a team environment with multiple athletes using a single tablet. No phones needed. Tablets can be positioned throughout the weight room for athletes or staff to easily access your program and log their training sessions. If you're training 20+ athletes at the same time, or if an athlete doesn't have access to a smartphone, then we recommend that you consider the Team Training app. Currently, the TrainHeroic Team Training app is only available with our Elite package. If you're in a trial or if you're signed up for TrainHeroic's Elite package, here's how you can start using the Team Training app. It's important to note that only sessions programmed onto Teams will appear in the Team Training app for tablets. Any sessions programmed on a personal calendar will appear in the mobile TrainHeroic app only. First, download the Team Training app in iTunes or the Google Play Store. Next, log in, and from your tablet, filter by team in the top left to add the entire team's roster. You can also create custom groups from your athletes' roster by clicking Manage Athletes in the bottom left. Select the athletes you would like to add to your custom team by clicking on their name. Athletes added to the team will display a check mark and a red X. Athletes not included in the team will display a green plus sign. The athletes that have been added will also display on the left-hand side. Click Save and Close. The upper right-hand corner displays which session is being performed. Click the session name if you would like to switch between sessions. When you or your athlete are ready to log, simply log as you would in the mobile app, selecting Complete or filling in the reps and/or weights that were prescribed. Each exercise is equipped with a paperclip icon to add notes, a play icon for videos and tips, and a clock icon to view or edit the athlete history directly from their history log. As with the mobile app, athletes can leave notes at the end of the session. Any training session that is logged by an athlete on the Team Training app will sync to their mobile device in real time. You are now familiar with how athletes and teams will log sessions both in the mobile app and the tablet-based Team Training app. Next, you'll experience how to view all logged training sessions so that you can celebrate your athletes' hard work.